What if I told you that some stories are so terrifying, they make horror movies seem like bedtime tales? Welcome to the dark corners of the internet, where reality blurs with fiction and nightmares take on a life of their own. These aren't just any scary stories, these are creepypastas, terrifying tales that have haunted forums, late-night readers, and even real-life investigations. From mysterious lost episodes to sinister entities lurking in the shadows, here are the 10 freakiest creepypastas ever told. But beware, once you hear these stories, there's no unhearing them. 10. Jeff the Killer. One of the most infamous creepypastas to ever exist, Jeff the Killer is the twisted story of a boy who transforms into a ruthless murderer. According to the legend, Jeff was once a normal kid until an unfortunate chain of events, including a brutal fight and an incident involving bleach and fire, left him horribly disfigured. His once ordinary face became a nightmarish mask of pale skin, wide, burned-out eyes, and a sinister, carved smile. But what makes Jeff truly terrifying isn't just his appearance. It's his chilling catchphrase, "Go to sleep." Victims who see him standing at the foot of their beds, staring into their souls, are left with no hope. The story gained massive traction, with countless adaptations, fan theories, and even alleged real-life sightings. Some claim that Jeff is nothing more than an urban legend, but others believe he could be lurking in the shadows, waiting for his next victim. So tonight, before you close your eyes, make sure to check under your bed. 9. The Russian Sleep Experiment. Imagine being forced to stay awake for days. What do you think would happen to your mind? This creepypasta explores that terrifying possibility in one of the most disturbing horror stories ever written. The tale claims that during the 1940s, Soviet scientists conducted a gruesome experiment where 5 political prisoners were locked in a chamber and exposed to a gas that prevented them from sleeping. At first, everything seemed fine, but as days turned into weeks, the subjects became deranged. They clawed at their own flesh, screamed in incomprehensible gibberish, and eventually their bodies gave out, but their minds still awake. The most horrifying moment came when the researchers finally entered the chamber. The last surviving test subject whispered a bone-chilling phrase, "We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all." While there's no official proof that this experiment ever happened, the story has haunted readers for years, making them wonder, what if sleep is the only thing keeping us sane? 8. Smile Dog. A simple photograph shouldn't be able to drive people to insanity, right? That's what you'd think, until you hear the legend of Smile Dog. According to the story, a cursed image circulates the internet featuring a horrifying, human-like dog with glowing eyes and an eerie, almost knowing grin. Victims who see the image begin experiencing relentless nightmares, auditory hallucinations, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Some report hearing faint whispers saying, "Spread the word," as if the entity in the photo demands to be shared. Many claim that ignoring the photo leads to something much worse, sightings of the creature in real life. The origin of Smile Dog is unknown, but it shares eerie similarities with real-life internet horror phenomena, like cursed chain emails and subliminal messages. The scariest part, some claim the image is real and still out there. So if you ever stumble upon a photo of a grinning, otherworldly dog, you might want to think twice before opening it. 7. BN Drowned. A haunted video game cartridge that traps the soul of a vengeful spirit. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, but the tale of BN Drowned is one of the most unsettling video game-related creepypastas ever written. The story follows a college student who buys a used copy of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, but something is very wrong with the game. The save file is already named BN, and as the player progresses, the game becomes increasingly disturbing. The character glitches unnaturally, eerie music plays where it shouldn't, and messages appear as if someone, or something, is communicating with him. The deeper he dives into the mystery, the more he realizes BN isn't just a corrupted file, but a trapped entity desperate to escape. This creepypasta is infamous for blending internet mystery, psychological horror, and the uncanny feeling of something watching you through the screen. So next time you buy a secondhand game, maybe check the save files first. 6. The SCP Foundation. SCP-173. The SCP Foundation is an internet phenomenon filled with terrifying creatures and anomalies, but SCP-173 is one of the most unsettling. Described as a statue-like being with an unnerving face and a grotesque, humanoid form, SCP-173 is completely still when observed, but the moment you blink, turn away, or lose focus, it moves closer and kills in an instant. The SCP Foundation lore claims that researchers must maintain constant eye contact to avoid being slaughtered. This story taps into a primal fear, the fear of being watched, the fear of something moving when you're not looking. It's also eerily reminiscent of real-world statues that seem to shift when unobserved. Could there be something like SCP-173 hiding in the dark corners of abandoned buildings? Better hope you never find out. 5. The expressionless. In 1972, a woman allegedly walked into a hospital covered in blood, wearing nothing but a gown and with a face eerily devoid of emotion. She did not react to pain, to speech, or even to the chaos she caused, but when a doctor tried to sedate her, she turned to him with an unsettling grin and whispered, "I am God." Then she attacked. According to the legend, security footage of the incident was mysteriously erased, and the staff involved either disappeared or refused to speak about it. Some claim this is merely a twisted internet legend, but others believe the expressionless might have been something supernatural, an entity passing through our world for reasons beyond human understanding. Either way, the thought of an unfeeling, inhuman presence lurking among us is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. 4. Known House. A haunted house attraction that defies reality itself. That's the premise of Known House, a terrifying story about a man who visits what he believes to be an extreme haunted house challenge. The catch? It has 9 rooms, and each room gets progressively worse. As he moves through, reality distorts, shadows that shouldn't move begin shifting, time loops on itself, and eventually, he realizes he may never escape. By the time he reaches the final room, he is no longer sure if he is even in the real world anymore. The horror of Known House isn't just its supernatural elements, it's the idea that once you enter, you might never leave. If you ever see a haunted house advertising itself as unlike anything you've ever seen before, you might want to think twice before stepping inside. 3. Candle Cove. What if your childhood memories weren't just distorted, but were never real at all? Candle Cove is a creepypasta that takes the form of an online forum discussion, where users reminisce about a strange children's TV show they used to watch. But as they piece together their memories, something sinister emerges. The show featured eerie puppets, disturbing imagery, and unsettling moments that no normal kids show should have. The final post in the thread delivers the most chilling twist. One user asks their mother about Candle Cove, and she responds, "Oh honey, you used to just sit in front of a static screen for hours. There was no show. Was it all an illusion, or something much worse?" 2. The Rake. A creature that lurks in the dark, watching you while you sleep. That's the horror of the Rake. A pale, humanoid figure with hollow eyes and an unnatural ability to stalk his victims. First reported in the early 2000s, alleged sightings describe the Rake as whispering in people's ears before attacking them in the dead of night. Some believe it is a demon. Others claim it's something much older. Either way, one thing is certain. If you wake up to a cold presence watching you in the dark, it might already be too late. 1. Slender Man. The legend of Slender Man is so powerful that it influenced real-world events. This faceless, unnaturally tall entity with elongated limbs stalks and kidnaps people, particularly children. The internet took this myth and ran with it, creating photos, fake documents, and even real-life cases of people claiming to have seen him. Whether he's real or not, the fear he instills is undeniable. And there you have it, the 10 freakiest creepypastas ever told. Whether it's the unblinking stare of Jeff the Killer, the haunting whispers of Smile Dog, or the twisted reality of Known House, these stories remind us that sometimes the most terrifying things aren't the monsters under our bed, but the ones lurking in our own minds. But now comes the real question: which one creeped you out the most? Or better yet, do you know an even scarier creepypasta that we didn't mention? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but be warned, some stories have a way of following you even after you stop reading them. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling list, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more terrifying content, and hit that notification bell, because you never know when the next nightmare might come knocking. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you hear whispers in the dark tonight, don't turn around.